Hey everyone, Johnny Boy here, and welcome back to the Rune Factory 4 Special Edition walkthrough. In today's episode, we're going to be taming some monster buddies, talking a little bit about forging and crafting, and taking care of the water runes. So let's go ahead and get started. So while I was off stream, I did a couple of things. Namely, I grinded every single weapon skill up to level 20. This is made possible thanks to the fact that the bed is invulnerable. Somebody actually pointed out in the comments section that you can hit furniture and level your weapon skills off of that, but the bed is one of the only indestructible pieces of furniture that you can just keep smacking forever and nothing bad will happen. Oh, but you can smack your other pieces of furniture, and when they go away, hold on, like the forge there, you just leave, you walk back in, and ta-da, it's not gone forever. I don't know if that's a new feature or not, but I was always scared to break my furniture like that. I'd walk in, swing randomly, and hope that I didn't break something because I was afraid I'd have to remake it. Anyway, I also walked around and got Power Wave level 1. I'm going to be using this one instead of Power Wave level 7. I'll show you why later. I also got Rush Attack, so instead of using the spear from now on, we're going to start using the short sword. Now, let's go ahead and start taming those monsters, shall we? Alrighty, first monster on the list is a Buffamoo. Let's see if I get lucky. Usually, it takes a really long time to just... Please, stop, please. Thank you. Usually it takes a really long time to actually tame these things because they're freaking stubborn unless you use, like... I'm just gonna shut up now. Anyway. So, the first name we have on the list is... Move. Alrighty, Move. Let's just go ahead and send him home. I'll be taking a look at their stats initially and see if there's any that I want to be taking with me at a certain point. Because I'm not... The mushroom I talked about taming isn't going to be something I'm going to tame right away. It's going to be something I tame once I upgrade my monster barn. Anywho, let's see if we get just as lucky on this one. Remember how I said monsters take forever to tame? Just forget that. So, unfortunately, as I've noticed, there seems to be a 6-character limit for names. So, while some of the names you guys gave me do fit in this, others don't. One was Thick Boy, so I'm just gonna go with Thick. Hopefully that's fine. One of you has to be stubborn. Okay. Okay, you are now officially the longest tamed monster. I got 1 on 1, 1 on 2, and 1 on 3. Last one's gonna be 4. Watch. I'm actually sad this one doesn't fit. I'm not actually sure what I want to do here. I probably should have mentioned the character limit in the last episode, but... we'll just stick with Milk Tank for now. And there we go. One more. Come on, please fail 4 times. One. Okay. Now you have to succeed on this one, so it's fun. Oh, okay. Oh no. I only had 3 stacks of 9. Please. 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 I don't want to get more. Oh my god, please. I have bad luck with certain monsters and they seem... Oh. Well. Anyway, I have bad luck with certain monsters and it seems like sometimes whenever I want to tame a monster, it takes every single slot except for the last item for me to be able to tame them. And I'm out of items, which means I have to go home. That's nice. Alright, let's try this again. Please. Just... How about first try? Second try? Third? Please? God! Let me tame you! Do you remember how I said monsters were hard to tame and then I took that back? I'm taking back that take back. Oh my god. I'm actually probably gonna have to go get more. Why are you being so stubborn? Please. Bro, please. If you don't let me tame you, I'm gonna kill you and your brother here. Just keep in mind you have 6 more chances. Oh my god! Wow, I'm actually surprised you survived that. What do I do now? I guess I'm going material farming? Okay, that was pretty lucky. I'm pretty sure getting an earth stone and an invisible stone from those 2 things are not exactly the easiest things to come by. Okay, let's try again. First try, be nice to me. Oh, you turd. Second try, I'll take it. Let's see. Last name is Content, but that doesn't exactly fit. So we're just gonna have to go with this. TNT. You are able to rename the monsters, so if any of you whose names wouldn't fit in the full listing want their names changed, then go ahead and let me know in the comments below. So now that we're done with the Buffamoos, it's time for the Chipsqueaks. Alright, don't be stubborn. No, please. Listen, the Buffamoo took me somewhere around 30 materials. I just want you to take less than 20. At least he's saying no quickly. Ah, there we go. Alrighty. This one exactly fits. Conquer. There we go, that's not too bad. Tento. I kind of like riding the beetles because they don't have that annoying clopping sound whenever you're on them. They just kind of float in the air and they're pretty quick too. Love me! Please! There we go. Look how happy he is. Don't judge my MOBA addiction. I changed my mind on grabbing this thing first because I would rather have, like, Buffamoos and Cluckadoos all in a group of 4 because I want their items to be the exact same level instead of me having to worry about which one I sold and which one I gave to an animal. So, unfortunately, I've gotten as many monsters as I could until I upgrade my barn, so let's talk about what to do with the monsters. Every monster has a preferred item, and you want to give it that. These chipmunks, chipsqueaks, you give them their own fur, and they love it. Also, you brush them. Brushing them gives them 1 random stat. So, let me take a look at... Tento here. I want to see his stats. Let's see what happens after I brush him. Wrong page. Here we go. Once again, no way I'm going to be able to remember the full digit number, so let's try and remember the last ones. 21065994. We're going to brush him. 2. Sorry, my brain short-circuited there for a minute. But defense went up by 1. So, yeah, brushing your pets every single day is especially useful if you're considering taking them with you wherever you go. These beetles are actually a minority among the drop monsters because they actually do not prefer their own insect horns. So I'm going to be taking that with me and selling it off. What they do like is there's a insect carapace that you get from ants. They like those. No! Dang it. Thankfully... Okay, I'm gonna have to go back out and get some milk for Thick. I guess now would be a good time to demonstrate the power level difference between a level 1 and a level 7 power strike. So these are doing 800 a pop. Now let's just switch it to level 1. And 124. So, yeah, an absurd difference. Oh, they actually gave me a milk medium. That's nice. Why are they giving me milk mediums? I'm not complaining, but looks like Thick Boy's getting an especially high quality. Oh, God, it's 1 in the morning. I've ruined my sleep schedule. Unfortunately, since it took me so much stinking time going out and getting all these monsters, I was unable to do the Eliza quest, which gave me a fertilizer bin. And since I don't have a fertilizer bin, none of the monsters are giving me their produce. So, keep that in mind. If you want produce, feed them. I know, shocking to think, you have to feed the animals and take care of them for them to give you stuff. But, yeah, that's how it works. Alrighty, so I finished up doing all my Eliza quests and taking care of my farm and animals. Actually, no I didn't. That's a lie. I forgot to brush my animals. Be right back. Okay, now I finished doing all my farming activities and taking care of my animals. So what we're going to be doing next is forging and crafting. I don't want to grind my forging and crafting skills just yet, because I could, like I said in the beginning of this series, just absolutely grind this and become overpowered and get through the whole game easily. So what I'm going to be doing instead is just making a bit better equipment for where we're going to be heading. Well, I'm going to go buy some weapon bread so I can figure out what exactly I want to make.
Good morning.
Nobody's in here. Porcaline! Do I have him at level 3? Where you at? Oh, frick. No, I don't. Oh. Speak of the fat devil. Give me your bread. Okay, so little fact about the bread he's making. If he just gives you the bread and doesn't say anything about it, it's a low level, but if he says, like, it was especially well cooked or something like that, it's a higher level. Higher level bread actually lets you learn, like, one more recipe after you eat it. So I'm going to eat one. And let's see how many I learned. 1, 2, 3. And I believe if I eat this one, it's just going to be 2. Okay, I had 2 especially good ones, so this one will probably be 2. Yep, there we go. So let's see what I can do now. That's a bit better. I can make a cutlass, but bronze is really precious right now, and I don't want to give that up. Alrighty, 1 arrowhead, 3 insect horns. Now, this gives 3 attack for the first one, but it doesn't do the same for the second. I believe it cuts it in half, and then it halves the half if you use another one. So it's going to give me 3. I think it's rounded down, so 1, and this one probably won't give me anything, but whatever. And we leveled up. Let's take a look at our sword and see how it is. Okay, not bad. 35 attack, 1 strength, and 6 dizzy. This one only had 6 attack and 6 dizzy, so our damage should be a bit better. Now, the insect hordes, they only halved in the initial creation period. If I upgrade with it, I think it'll restart it. I could upgrade it with an insect horde the first time, and it'll give me the full benefits, but if I do any more, it won't. So I'm going to be looking for different materials to upgrade it with. Although I think my options are pretty limited in the beginning of the game. I know that arrowheads, insect, what are those called? Carapaces? No, not carapaces. Insect jaws and broken arrowheads give me beneficial stats, but I'll keep looking around and see if I get anything else. Oh, right. You know, it actually makes sense to use the weapon I made. Yeah, that's a bit better. Ah, yes. Stick. Not to be confused with the material stick that gives you lumber. This one actually gives you attack. So I can use that as an upgrade material. There we go. Insect jaws. Let's see how much this gives. This one is a difficulty 4 and it gives 2 attack. I'm going to go get 1 more insect horn from these guys and then call it a day and go back and make some armor. I should probably talk about this now while I'm grinding for materials. The reason I tamed some of those specific monsters like beetles and chipsqueaks are because the material they drop, such as fur and insect horns, are specific named materials, and some pieces of equipment that you want to make are actually locked behind those specific things. Like, some materials will call for sticks and stems, and others will call for furs and like cloth material, which is where something like this comes in. If you take a look at it, let me see if I can enlarge this. Nope, that's the wrong button. Yeah, it says collectible sticks and stems, which is why it's a good idea to keep that. So, I'm gonna go back now. Do I have any food that isn't very valuable right now? I suppose I could just be a normal human being and take a bath, but where's the fun in that? I'm gonna go take a bath. Alrighty, now we're gonna be talking about forging and crafting and why they're so good. So as you can see here on leather boots, it says +3 defense. I actually have a pair that I found out in the wild, which gives me just that. Now, you want to be careful because up here's your required materials and it says furs. This is the furs, so it'll just put it in its slot. Don't be deceived. It's not giving you defense 8, magic defense 4, dizzy resistance 16, and sleep attack 1. It is literally just putting this as a free slot and you're only going to get +3 defense. So what we're going to be doing instead is using a crappy material like fur. Is that really just called fur? Oh, interesting. So we're just going to be using small fur, and then everything afterwards is going to give us its full value, unless you use more than one of it. So we're going to use an insect carapace for poison resistance and defense. And we're not going to use that iron, it's level 10. We're going to use cheap cloth for defense and crit resist. And I don't have any more small furs, so unfortunately I can't use that. But I could. Let's see. Let's do it like that. Yeah. So this is going to give me 1 vitality and 1 dizzy resistance. I'm not going to miss this medium fur. I'm really not. I'm probably going to get a woolly of my own later and get level 10 fur materials from it, so it's not a big deal. The last 2 materials we're going to use are an amethyst, and we're going to use an iron. And let's go ahead and see what that gives us. Now, you can see that I got 2 levels off of that because I used some higher level materials and a lot of materials in the forging process. Also, ours is 3 defense, and the one we made is 5 defense, 1 magic defense, 1 crit resistant, and 50% poison resistance. You can see how this can be beneficial in the long run. Also, I'm going to sell these shoes. Unfortunately, since I don't have too many materials right now, as I just got my material producing monsters and I haven't spent too much time collecting raw materials out in the wild besides iron and stuff like that, I'm not going to be able to make too good of equipment, but I am going to try and make some, at least something that's better than what I have right now. Like, I could do this and put some iron on it. And an amethyst. So it's marginally better than the headband that I have. And I'm going to be doing this with all my stuff. When I'm done upgrading my monsters and have access to like more raw materials, I'm going to try and make some better equipment, but not too powerful so I don't break the game. So I'm just going to upgrade what I have right now. Be right back. Never mind. I think everything I have is pretty much as good as it's gonna get. So if your animals are hurt, you can actually take a bath and it'll heal them completely. This, honestly, is only really useful for now because I don't have a cure spell of my own, which you could also use to heal your animals, but yeah. Since I'm going to be taking these 2 with me to help me deal with the boss, I need them to be at full HP. So off we go to the water ruins now that we've finished upgrading our materials. I did not mean to brush that goblin, but that's a good thing to talk about. You can brush wild creatures and it will increase their affinity for you, so it makes taming them just a little bit easier. So you may be asking, John, why didn't you brush the Buffamoo earlier that cost you about 35 materials? And to that I have to say, I forgot. I'm tired, don't judge me. Now, the unfortunate thing about the monsters I just tamed is that they're a bit weak since I haven't really had a chance to give them materials to upgrade their base stats. And since they can't level up, they really need that. So they're only going to be useful when I'm riding on them. So until I get their base stats up, I'm not going to take them with me, at least until I get to the boss. Because they're just going to die to these things. I'm getting so lucky on these invisible stones. In that scene from earlier, Doug actually gave us the fireball spell, which actually is pretty good since you can spam it so fast. If I had it at a higher level, I would probably be using it more frequently, but Power Wave level 7 is better at clearing mobs. Also, it'd be doing more damage if my elemental damage skills were higher, but unfortunately they are not. So remember that bed I was talking about, how you can just keep hitting it? I'm going to be spamming magic on that later and upgrading my skills. I just got water laser and now I have fireball, so I can keep spamming it on the bed and upgrade them just like that. There are some monsters later on that I'm going to tame that you might not have expected, such as... I thought about taming this fish, and I might still. The reason I would want to do that is because it has a water elemental attack, and one of the most interesting things I've found out about monsters is that if they have an elemental attack, and you ride on them and use that elemental attack, it'll actually increase your elemental stat. Adding on to this point, a little bit later on, you can tame a monster called the Little Mage. These guys actually have multiple spell types, and if you use them and tame them, you can upgrade multiple spells at once. In Leon Karnak, I actually would tame the mage there and simultaneously upgrade my dark magic and light magic spell because of the two elements that it had. Now, I just killed these Minotaur things. In case you didn't know, I actually would have really, really loved to tame one of those. But unfortunately, you can't tame any of them in this scripted event. So, yeah, that really crushed my dreams the first time I came here. Did I get another? Okay, no, I didn't. A little bit later on, we're going to be taming some of these birds. Unfortunately, there's 3 different types of birds, and each of them gives you a different type of feather. It's not like, well, the ants in the Yorkmere Forest, if you tame them, they'll give you insect carapaces, but sometimes they'll also give you the blue version of it. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's pretty carapace. Yeah, sometimes monsters will do that. Oh, great. Oh. I got killed by the old mimic. Ah, well, I guess I'll try again tomorrow. You know what was worse? I even fell for the old mimic trap. I've played this game so many times that I just absentmindedly went, ooh, chest, and I ran into it. The nice thing about caring for your animals is that it'll increase your love skill. Let me just take a look and see what mine's at right now. Yeah, I'm at love 14. You also have, I believe, the taming skill, which increases your monster's attack, defense, and raises your intelligence. Now, considering I was just 2-shot by the mimic, you can only wonder how this fight with the horse is going to go without me using my little cheatsy Power Wave level 7. But we'll just have to see. Ooh, chest. Oh, potato. Ha! Won't get the best of me again. Alright, we've completed the water ruins. Now all that's left is to fight the horse. So, I'm gonna save it. And I'm going to attempt this once without my monsters. Let's just make sure we're equipped properly. And I don't have that on because that's kind of cheating. And Fireball is actually moderately useful in this fight. I'll show you why. Alright, here goes nothing. So the strategy with this is to wait for an attack, and then fire your own attack, and then get out of the way. When it kicks its leg like that, it's going to charge towards you. Sometimes it'll do it 3 times. You want to be careful about that. This monster is all about faking you out. Yeah, I'm going to be sticking to Power Wave since it's helping me out more. But it moves much faster later on when its health gets... Ah! Crap. Okay, so the damage thankfully isn't that bad at this point. Except when I get hit by that, because it hits me more than once. Dash, please. Yeah, sometimes it'll only go once, and it really throws it. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, now that I got my butt handed to me, I'm gonna go take a bath. And then try it again with monsters. Teemo and Tento. Teemo and Tento, the dynamic duo. He doesn't even have feet. How is he making that clopping noise? Now, when it comes to having the monster with you, here's the general strategy. One's distraction and the other is riding. But, oh no. Okay, now I have to be careful. Yeah, he didn't show off that attack last time, but if you get hit by that bolt of lightning, it's game over. The reason why the mushroom is good for this boss in particular is because if you aim your AoE just right, you can actually hit it more than once. But now he's dead, so I don't get to show that off. It's gonna take a while for those monsters to really show their worth. Okay, we've got it pretty low now. Yeah, at this point, instead of just firing those lasers in front of itself, it fires it around itself. Which, it's pretty spooky. And now it's using wind attacks. Out of everything that it does, as far as elements are concerned, that's actually not the worst. I was totally out of that. So this is going to be my last attempt here. I'm going to give it one more really good try. And if I get it, fine. If I don't, I'll grind a little bit off camera and give it another try in the next episode. Crap. Oh, he's still alive. Nice. That's a bit unfortunate, but you can see that I hit him at least 3 times with that poison cloud. If I aim it just right, I believe it gets up to 4 times. But it's not really doing too much more damage than my power wave would. The only benefit that would come from using the mushroom at this point is that I don't take the hits, which sounds selfish, but it's entirely true. Ow. However, once I level up the mushroom enough, that thing will be a force to be reckoned with. Could you imagine getting hit 4 times for about 1,000 each time? That'll be ridiculous. Oh! Oh, yay, we won! He's defeated! I should probably stop joking around to get serious here. Yeah, that is the scummiest thing. You don't know how many times it took me to beat him whenever I first started playing this game, and I saw him get back up and my heart just fell. Ah, no! Alright, so much like last time we fought a boss, I'm going to be grinding off camera in order to beat it. So in the next episode, we're going to be fighting the horse and defeating it, talking about forging and crafting a little bit more, and go to the next area in the game in which I'm going to be going somewhere that you have absolutely no business walking into. So until next time, see you later.